All right.
Okay. You can see that they really do trust us.
That's
All right.
great. So Hana, do you let me know, would you like me to share screen and kind of go through the presentation? Is that easiest for you because you do a lot of time?
That's easiest. Yeah.
I'm going to share screen and hopefully you'll be able to see. And should I just start the slideshow? Is that easier? Or do you like it having on the side, or what works for? I'll probably do the slideshow.
But I also would like to say this. We have, as you can see, we have prepared the slideshow and we can tell you all about the program. But is there something that you want to ask? I don't want to run out of time. Is there something, if you're finishing GED, Madeline, then you might still need to go through the associate degree first, right? So I just want to make sure that you know that throughout us talking and giving you this sort of introduction, jump at any point. We have a very informal relationship with our students where they always ask questions. We encourage it. This is important. When you work, your managers would want you to keep asking questions before you, so that they can give you the information, right? So
Yes.
feel free to just interrupt us. It's totally fine. We encourage it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Our classes are real. Our class size is really small, as Helen's going to share, and so jumping in, especially on Zoom, jump in, and you're never interrupting. We're here for you guys. So I'll leave it for you, Hana. Hana, do you want you?
Oh,
tell
I'm
me
doing
what
it.
to do on this.
Okay, I'm sorry.
No, it's okay. I do you want me to? You start, and I'm gonna.
No.
I'll tell the group it's because I've had the flu, and so I'm worried I'm gonna start coughing. So I want to let Hana do.
I'll do it. And
Okay.
I think that what we'll do is let's just go through it fairly quickly.
Okay.
So we have more time for questions.
Perfect. No, now it's not advancing. There we go.
Okay. So the first slide gives you some idea about what the program does, right? So Jay already has the experience from hotel, but there's way more. And most of our students are always kind of surprised when they learn how much there is under that umbrella of hospitality. It's restaurants, it's events, it's cruises, it's event production. So both live and also virtual. I was just talking to somebody who's really interested in Twitch because they're gamers. So you can organize events online. There is assisted living, high-end assisted living. There's for people who kind of want to be more in a stable environment and treat the patients or clients as a clients rather than customers. So there's a lot of corporate dining is a big field. So there's a lot of opportunities, and we have both students who come in who have very good idea what they want to do, and also students who are just kind of figuring it out. And the good news is that the program at South is very good about giving you transferable skills. So you might end up at the front of the house or back of the house. You can, we have students who transition sort of into the real estate. We have students who are in medical fields. So it's really basic business management. It doesn't bound you to that industry, although we use all of the examples, or most of the examples are from hospitality.
Yeah, Hana, if I was just gonna add on, if that's okay, Hana, that
Sure.
I'm a graduate of UW, the business school at UW, and kind of one of the main differences between our program and like what you'd get at UW or Wazoo or Western or Central is when you're studying, how to the financial statements and how to, create and read and interpret financial statements. The regular business school would use like ABC company and kind of and make companies up. When we're talking about it, we're using simulations. We're learning the same skill set, how to use financial statements, that type of thing, ratio analysis, budgeting, but we're just always using either restaurants or hotels or casinos or airlines or, retail stores. as examples. And the idea is that students tend to have more experience working in those types of businesses already. And so there's a framework for them to understand the material more easily. But once you graduate, the skill set transfers to any type of business, retail or manufacturing business. Sorry, go ahead, Hana. Sorry.
So let me ask you, do you understand, most people don't know the difference between BA and BAS. Do you kind of understand the difference? So it's a rhetorical question. I don't want to put you on the spot. The BAS stands for Bachelors of Applied Science. And the emphasis is really on the applied, sort of like a hands-on rather than the science piece. So if you think of like the Washington State University has a really wonderful hospitality program, and it's a BA, right? In hospitality management, it's in Pullman, in Eastern Washington. And basically you would graduate high school and then go and earn for 4 years your bachelor's degree. The BAS has been designed specifically, or was designed for people who already have some college and or have completed associate degree. So students who come to us already need to have 80 credit or 90 credits of associate degree and or other degrees, right? So associate of business, we have students from Culinary, we have students who come with accounting degrees, and they are all the AA degrees. So think about it as a 2+2. You come in with 2 years, and then in 2 years of the bachelor's, you earn your bachelor degree. So it's not that you're earning it within 2 years, you already are coming in with 2. So what we're doing is offering classes 2 days a week for 2 years, and you're going to get 90 credits. So with the 90 from associate and 90 from bachelor's, the state can say, okay, you have done 4 years of school, 190 credits, 180 credits, this is a bachelor's degree. So the thing about the program that I think is the most valuable is access to industry. Again, people in the business know us, and we know people in the industry. So we try to make you meet people. And so by the time you're leaving the program, you have a pretty solid, if you want to, you can meet a lot of people. There are students who choose not to for whatever reason, but we also have students who really take the opportunities we keep bringing up. I'm gonna plug something. I regularly send out emails with opportunities. And David, guess what? Kim responded to one of the emails and invites to do an interview with Disney, and she just got into the Disney Academy.
Oh,
So
that's
she's
great.
going right after graduation. She's moving. So I connected her with our previous student, Sierra, who is already in Florida and has been doing the Disney program there. And that's how we work. So you don't have, when you go to UW, for example, again, fantastic organization, but you're one in many. But what we do, it's very intimate space, because we work with our students and we are not going anywhere. David and I both have been around, and we can connect you. Even if you choose not to do this program, we can always be your resource. And it's a joy to help students get where they want to go. So 2 days a week, it says here virtual instruction. You can choose. We actually now do true hybrid. So on Mondays and Wednesdays, I teach, I would be, or David and I, we would be in class on campus, and we would have a handful of students in the classroom. And we would also have a bunch of students on Zoom. So it's so you can choose whether to be in class or do this exclusively online and or a combination of both. So that really is designed to fit the schedule of a working adult.
Yeah,
Mhm.
and Hana, I was just going to add, so, and you can see there's a picture on this slide. That's Hana and I with one of our like a senior class. So that class, that handful of students that you see there, they've graduated now, but they're together for 2 years in the program, and that we found that keeping them together as this cohort, this unit that goes through all the classes together, they bond and they help support each other on all the group projects. They go again, they take tours together, they meet the industry people together. And so by the end of the 2 years, you really have this kind of built-in support network and all of the industry opportunities, and the connections that you make. And so when they stay connected after they leave, and we're very proud that our graduates all often come back they now work in the industry, and they'll come back and host students, meet you in the classrooms. And it's just a very small community network that that makes it a nice experience. You're not lost in the numbers of a larger university. Is it okay to go to the next slide? Okay.
Yes, please.
Yeah.
So this is, I already covered this. There's a little more about the sort of the very important financial aspect. So I think it's a little higher now, but not by much. We're still looking at about 2,400 per quarter. And that is, for when you think about it, 2,400 times 6, because it's 6 quarters program, that's a pretty competitive. It is the best value for your money, and for a bachelor's degree. This assumes 15 credits, so we can get into the sort of details, but I will tell you that our students, about half has financial aid and other scholarship and other resources. If you're a veteran, you have you would be looking at much discounted tuition as well. For some, it's almost half, etc. So if you are a veteran, immediately raise your hand and let us know, because that changes your financial burden significantly. But basically, the take home from this slide is it is a great value, and we would work with you to help you with all kinds of resources that are available to our students. We could move probably.
Oh, there we go.
Again, all the pictures actually are our students, and this was at Hotel Motif downtown, and our students were just chatting with one of the bartenders and there's a woman, you almost can't see her. It's a weird angle, where the HR director was walking us around. And what I really like about this picture in particular is how diverse our students are, and you can like in a true sense. I don't mean just it's not just race and gender, but it's also age. And again, the woman in sort of the woman holding the flyer there, who was from Hawaii, she was a veteran. There's a lot of sort of different stories, and students find us at different times of their lives, and I really enjoyed that, because we're learning, but also the students are learning from each other. And as David said, building these bonds that carry you through the program, but also after, right? So it's not uncommon that students would hire each other and or would support each other throughout the program, but also after. I still see people on Instagram, liking each other's pictures and being in touch and doing things. And I think that's a great value.
And I think, Hana, I'm going to invite you before we leave to put into chat links to the program's LinkedIn page and Facebook pages, because that's
Mm-hmm.
where we'll post jobs and you'll see the students interacting, then the graduates interacting on those pages too.
That's true.
It's just connection. So maybe we'll be sure and put those links into
Mm-hmm.
the chat. And you get to plug your podcast links too if you want to.
Nope.
Different question. Okay.
So again, our students, this is a picture of students, actually the two students, all in black are our students, and the student and the person who has the t-shirt with the sign, that's a husband to the gal in front. But our events are so great that, you know, we would just take our loved ones to enjoy them as well. They were actually, this is an event where they were volunteering. It was a big auction for the National Association of Event Planning. This is actually the Newcastle golf course. What you learn, again, I talked about both I don't like the term hard and soft skills, but you will learn both skills such as sort of entrepreneurial or understanding financial statements, marketing, and HR principles. We do run a simulation where you are an HR director and you have to hire people and you have to make decisions about their pay and promoting from within, etc. But you also, business law, you know, that's huge. But you also gain a lot of sort of insight and skills in ethics. We have class on ethics. We do a lot about management, again, managing people and interacting with people, from difficult conversations and conflict management to time management, et cetera, et cetera. And they're all preparing you to be either in operations, sort of front of the house and or back of the house, and, you know, kind of that the jobs in the leading roles. And there's this trajectory that when you start at the entry level and then you progress, it's almost perfect triangle that ends up being inverted, where your skills, technical skills and human skills intersect, right? If you think Cartesian plane, and you would have at the entry level, you have more of the technical skills, and as you progress, your use of technical skills decreases while your use of people skills and human interactions increases. And so when you are the CEO or an owner of a company, all day long, you're not thinking anything but people, talent, how to develop talent, how to deal with issues related to people. And that's, you know, ultimately, you can argue even getting funding, et cetera, is about people and persuasion. But so we prepared for this, and we use a lot of, as David said, game-based simulations. And we think that's a really great way how to make it more fun and less boring, because you are learning by doing. So right now, I have 2 classes, juniors and seniors, and the juniors are running a BIS cafe. So they're running cafes in teams, and they're competing against each other, picking the right cups and pricing and hiring and figuring out the business hours. And my seniors are in marketing class, selling different kinds of athletic shoes in different markets, and they are learning how to promote them and how to kind of make best decisions based on what they need, but also what the competition is doing. So I think that's something that I really like about our program for sure.
Yeah, I think it's training to be a manager or owner is really what it is. Yeah.
And these are, once again, our students, except for the first picture, these are our students helping at a different, volunteering at a different fundraiser for the National Association of Caterers. Again, big partnership for us, but we also tour a lot of properties and companies. We toured Google and their food program. 2 months ago, we had somebody from the new convention center coming and speaking to our students just recently. So there's a lot of, and we went to the Hyatt at Olive 8. So there's a lot of opportunities to meet people in the industry who want to support you. And I think that the end to this presentation should be that we are very business oriented and practical in what we're delivering in the classroom. We're always thinking, how is this going to make you better at your work and in your career? We are always supporting our students, and you can get as much out of the program as you will put in. So there's a lot of opportunities, and you might not necessarily always take them, but if you do, it will benefit you. Right?
Yeah, I think I'm going to stop the share just so we can go back to a conversation here. The one of the other elements of our program is that we help students find jobs if they don't already have one within the industry. We help connect you to them because the board of professionals that works with our program, the industry, the people who are working in industry day to day, have suggested to us that one of the best things students can do is be working at the time. So we have internships. They're paid. They're just basically, they're not, internships can sometimes trigger, oh, it's free, or no, we don't do any free, you don't do any free work. It's
Nobody.
a job with an industry, whether it's part-time or full-time, however many hours that works for your schedule. We help students find those jobs within the industry. It's just a great way to learn and experience it as part of this program. And when our students graduate, a lot of it has to do with the growth in Seattle. There are jobs chasing you. Our industry people they're always hiring, and so there are more jobs than students. That's kind of one of the industry's folks continually tell us that we need more students in there because they want to hire more of you. So that's a positive for the industry anyway. So, but we've been doing the talking. What is there a reason that you can share with us, like why you chose to go into this breakout room, or is there something you're already thinking about? Jay, you share with us, you're already in the industry, so that makes sense. I didn't know if Madeline, if there's something.
Yeah, I'm mostly interested because I want to open up like a small family shop in Mexico, like a cafe, because those have been really famous lately. And I was like, and I told my cousin, I was like, we can open up like a cafe, you know, she's like, get a degree and then we'll talk. I was like, okay.
Well, that's very cool. Yeah, actually, when I was 23, I opened up my own hamburger place. So I've had my own hamburger stand. Days Burgers was up in Linwood, ran that for several years. So it can be a lot of fun having your own business and stuff. And that's what this program is. Again, it's designed to be, if you're interested in being an owner, we have entrepreneurship courses, all in, you know, how the money and how to handle the money and marketing and all that, or to be a manager role. So that would be wonderful. And that it can be a lot of fun, a lot of work, but it can be a lot of fun. Yeah. That's cool. Are there other things that come to your mind? Again, our students are juniors and seniors. And so you're not necessarily ready to be a student like in the fall. It doesn't sound like, because you're not a junior senior status at a college level. But but what you can offer, what you can do is start following. You'd be welcome to either drop into our classes if you're already at South. You can drop into the classes. You can come to the tours and events that we hold with our students and industry people. You're welcome to do that and start making those connections now. And Hana, who runs our online stuff like the LinkedIn and the Facebook, which she's put into the chat. Oh, and Instagram too. Sorry, you're on Insta too. Sorry. She's in charge of all the technical stuff. then you're welcome to come to those things, even because it'll just help you think about it. And again, our industry people are always pushing us for more students. So even if you're not in the program yet, they still want to meet you. And so if you so take advantage of that. I think it's every month, Hana. Don't you have at least something going on? Do you want to talk about that a little bit more? Or?
You mean the professional organizations?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
So one thing that we have been doing very successfully, again, is connecting students with industry. But what we're trying to do is not only sort of invite people to our classroom, but from all over, right? Like, so one of the highlights last fall would be, we had the director of Costco Travel speaking to our students about their program, which is expanding. And we invite people in the classroom. We also take our students to industry events. So there's every month, we take a handful of students, and the program is very generous in allowing us to do this. We would, cover your registration and then take you to these events. The professional associations, basically think about it as that if you are either accountant or an HR person or event planner, almost all jobs at certain level have their own professional association. And the idea is an ongoing, lifelong learning, professional development. So if you are a meeting planner, there's Meeting Planners International. If you're a wedding planner, there's ILEA, which is the International Wedding Planners Association. I don't know what the acronym exactly stands for. Then there is the National Association of Caterers. There is HFTP, which is organization that basically connects the hospitality, finance, and technology professionals. So they meet at different times, and we try to get memberships and kind of allow these connections to happen, so that students, when they come up and say, hey, I'm interested in this, the idea is that as a student, you have a way bigger sort of a cachet. You have a better standing, something I wish I knew when I was at university. When I was a student, I thought, why would anybody care about a student, right? But then I've seen it. It's actually the coolest position to be, because you're not a Joe Schmo off the street. You are a student. You're basically demonstrating that you pay and you invest your time and money into the industry where you want to be. And these people want you because they need talent, right? Like, everybody's desperate for talent. So people would give you more than just 10 minutes of their time. And this is a great opportunity. So the upcoming events would be, we are going to, I got a student discounted student tickets to the Northwest Event Show, which is March 15 and 16. So if you're interested in that, it's happening actually a stone throw from your property, Jay. It's at the new convention center. And it's 15th and 16th of March. That's Wednesday and Thursday. And if you're interested, we would love to take you with us, because I'm taking a bunch of students. And it's an opportunity. It's like a convention. So you can see what people are doing, meet people who are interesting, and have jobs that you might not even know are out there.
I think, Hana, you're really touching on it. It's, students, you still, what you're seeing when you look at the jobs, it's still kind of it's a narrow view, and the more you see, you go, oh, wow, there's all these other areas that are actually more interesting or more along what you're interested in doing. You might think hospitality, well, that's kind of like people that work in a hotel, but then you realize, oh, there's all that marketing that works, that supports them. There's the ownership structure that's buying and developing real estate. There's the travel side of things, and there's so much more to see, and that's part of what we're trying to expose you to, is all these other potential careers. There's a time limit on us, Hana, so I want to make sure we give you guys time. They pull us all back into the main room for a recap, so I want to make sure that you guys know how to reach us. If you have more questions, want to meet and talk more, want to meet the industry people, go to some of these events, that's totally up to you.
Yeah, I'm definitely interested in that event that's happening in March. So I'll follow both David and Hana on an email how to get more information about that. Really great information, you know, working in a hotel really gives me the perspective of it's not so you're not in a circle or in a bubble. You can really branch out to so many different departments and different positions. But I think I'm ready in my career point to do that leap into that management role. I think I have the skills and I think I have the personnel, but I'm just lacking that foundation of a degree, a bachelor's degree. And I think choosing the right school, because I did attend Washington State University.
Oh yeah, cool.
I didn't complete my degree there just because I am an undocumented student. So there were some financial things there and some other like just things related to that degree that I couldn't complete. But I think I'm ready to really focus on those classes and focus on putting myself in positions where I'm meeting people in the industry, getting to know them, getting to know like why they're in this industry. And yeah, just really trying to put my foot forward with school and all these different events and all these different positions that I can do.
Perfect. Han and I both put our cell numbers into the chat.
It might be
that's-
easier.
Our students always have our cell numbers too. We're kind of just used to it coming out of industry, so they can text us and call us. That's the bond you have at a smaller campus like ours. They reach out to us all the time.
Yep.
Madeline, you doing okay? Is there anything else? I know we talk too much. We're just used to talking. We feel very passionate about it, but I'll make sure I'm leaving you time.
Yeah, no, I just really came here for information and you guys gave me the information I needed. So thank you.
Okay, good. Thank you. It was nice to spend time with both of you, and hopefully Jay, sounds like you're already in industry. We're going to be running into you soon. So, and Madeline, look forward to hearing from you if you have anything else, any other questions. Okay.
And good luck. It sounds like a
Yeah.
great, we have students who are trying to open their own places, and it's interesting because the number is increasing. In the past, there was fewer students who wanted to be entrepreneurs. And it's interesting how that's increasing. Every year, there's more students who want to be their own bosses, which I think makes a lot of sense. You can get fired, though.
Yeah.
If you're
Just
gonna
think
work
about it.
hard, you might as well be working for yourself if you're gonna work hard anyway. So that's
This
great.
is true.
Yep.
I love that idea, by the way, Madeline, of opening up something in Mexico. I have
Yeah.
family down there too. I speak Spanish. It just gives us I wouldn't say an advantage, but you know, knowing more languages, having more than just one background gives you just a little bit more. And
Absolutely, yes. I'm glad you're aware. You have value that you guys make sure you know that's a real value. Yeah.
And I will tell you that I think that you absolutely should say that's an advantage. Like, be very proud of that because it is, and it in more ways than one. You have the more languages you speak and the more cultures you understand, the more adaptable and sort of compassionate and more in the world you are. It's a beautiful thing. We always encourage our students to kind of lean into it.
Yeah, exactly. Understand that it really is value. It's an asset that you bring to the table. That companies, especially the higher up you go, people are going to love that. So yeah, that's great. Thank
Good
you
luck.
so much to both of you. I think we're gonna don't we both all get yanked back in?
Yeah.